Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another of Runeterra video for you guys today on 2021. My second video this year. I have had a bit of a pause, I know, and it's been longer for me than it has been for you, as I spent my New Year's Eve and the last portion of December basically in the mountains, snowboarding, trying to obey COVID protocol and everything. So it wasn't really as dynamic as it has been other years, but it was a great time, and I'm happy that I was able to get some bulk recording done for you guys and have you guys covered with videos up until the 1st of January. Kind of like ran out of content until then, and when I got back I was a little bit beat up, so I decided to chill a bit, and we are back at it today. Expect daily uploads, all that good stuff, as I want to hit 2021 hard, and I don't even know if you can take that out of context, but just in case, don't fucking take things that I say out of context, please. Shit, you're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna play anger management, and I'm gonna give a big shout out to Runeterra. Runeterra is a fellow YouTuber. I believe he's a streamer as well. He made a Reddit post with this deck, so you can check out his YouTube channel, is Runeterra. You can check out the Reddit post as well. As you can search for Scargrounds, top 16, ask me anything, I believe is like the title. And yeah, that's where I got this deck concept from. Like I said, whenever I showcase a deck that I did not build myself, I always make sure that I give credits to the original builder. Now, this variant of, or this deck is a variation of the original source, as there are certain things that I disagree with in the deck. Not saying that my version is ultimately better, it just works better for me, right, when I play it. But if you want to play the original version, you can check that out. I have some good reasonings behind, or at least decent reasonings, behind some of the changes that I made. So this is a deck that utilizes the Scargrounds, but with Targon instead of Noxus. Now, I'm not going to lie, it's not particularly exciting that we're using Targon instead of Noxus. I think Noxus is more flavorful as a region, because honestly, like at this point, I just feel like Targon is become like the support region for many different decks by just giving you, really good, cheap burst speed combat tricks and effects like Hush. Just slap in a triple Guiding Touch. Because look at what we're playing from Targon, right? Like we're playing Pale Cascade, we're playing Guiding Touch, we're playing Hush. And then we have some inclusions that have been my choice, like the original deck did not have them, in the shape of Bastion and Moonlight Affliction. And then we have a couple of units in Sparklefly and Mountain Goat, which are relevant, but ultimately not super crucial to the deck, right? I don't know. I don't, like, I gotta admit that I like the Vladimir version more, but I do believe this is ultimately more competitive. And one of the reasons why you should play Scargrounds nowadays is because of the huge prevalence of Twisted Fate Go Hard. I don't think this deck is a full-on counter to Twisted Fate Go Hard. I have lost a few games to it, even though I tend to win most of the games that I run into it. Unfortunately, I didn't run into Twisted Fate Go Hard when I was recording the video, but I have a positive win rate over it. But it's not that amazing of a matchup. Draws can go a little bit south. You can draw a few too many units, and you can go down to just, very early pack your bags anyways. I don't think there's any true, like, counter to... I mean, there are counters, right? There are ways to counter the deck, right? But you do leave yourself wide open to other stuff that will trample you down, right? If you are too, focused on one specific deck and your entire build is just centered around countering it, right? So this deck does have some decent a decent matchup against Go Hard because of the Scargrounds. With the Scargrounds, whenever they try to go hard us, we won't really be taking any damage, as we will, well, they can enable or trigger the Scargrounds, but if it's already been enabled, we won't be taking any damage, as we have the toughness, and this also makes our board overall more resilient and allow us to potentially somewhat survive a pack your bags, though that's easier said than done, because we need to have at the very least 5 health and tough to survive that, and let's not even talk about powder kegs, because that makes things a little bit wacky, right? I think a very good go hard player can navigate around this deck, and I just don't think the matchup is as one-sided as some people have claimed it to be. I mean, I don't know if they've actually, like, if the creator has claimed this deck to be a full-on counter to go hard, but if that's the case, I'm here to tell you that that's not true. Like, it's good matchup. but not amazing. So we have a deck that is, like I said, built around the Scar Grounds. We have BRAUM and Tark as a tribalist alongside Trundle. The idea is we swarm the board early on with units. We combine Omen Hawk with solid 2 drops such as the Ruthless Raider, the Sparklefly, and the Mountain Goat. We can generate as gems as we set up the Scar Grounds, and then we start going off with BRAUM, Ember Maiden, etc. As turn 5 onwards, we want to be attacking with Tarkas, and we want to be attempting to finish off our opponent with our Overwhelm units. Tarkas and Ember Maiden will both allow us to enable units like Scar Mother Vrina, aka Angry Woman, who will get to a very high attack stat, and these 2 cards combined with Scar Grounds can allow our big Overwhelm units to really outmuscle the opponent in the late game. But we also have means to, set up or open up the path for our non-overwhelm attackers. Like, for example, Tarkas. We can utilize Moonlight Affliction, which is kind of like a third Hush in the deck, but it's there to be used as a leveled up Ash Harsh Winds before an open attack, right? Those of you who have played will get that reference. I think this card is really neat as a one-off, and I also think Bastion is very important because even in the go hard matchup, you're good against the pings, but you still succumb to the vengeances and the ruinations. So we're running Bastion for the Shadow Owls based control matchups, which can potentially board wipe us. So we can use this on our bigger unit and thus preserve board presence and power through their area of effect removal. As we are running a series of combat tricks, and this is why this throw your target and region combination works really well with this deck, because we get to play the likes of Troll Chant, but we also get to play Pale Cascade and Guiding Touch. And these 3 combat tricks work fantastically in this deck. Pale Cascade because it's broken and it works good and everything, so I shouldn't even mention it. Troll Chant, kind of the same, but I don't think it's broken, but it's really, really up there. One of the best combat tricks in the game for sure. And then we have stuff like Guiding Touch, which actually does work extra well in this deck because we have some self-harm synergy that we can, benefit from the value here, as we can go for a Guiding Touch on one of our damaged units, heal it back up, and thus make it more resilient and get to, smash our opponent in the head with it more times, which is pretty ideal. A combination of early game Overwhelm and Elusive units allow us to really rack up those power boosts from Scar Grounds and menace or threaten our opponent with our spread out board state. And that's basically all there is to this deck. It has some really solid matchups in this meta, and it's a very nice alternative sort of strategy that I really felt like it deserved or it was worthy of being shared here in my comeback video, I guess, as it's been a few days. So hopefully you guys are having a fantastic start to 2021. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. I'll also be, I want to do a lot of stuff this year with my channel, and we'll see what direction we're headed in that regard, but obviously it's going to be Legends of Runeterra, but I don't know. I mean, I'm happy with the videos that I make, honestly. Like, I like my format. I think it's simple, but I think it's what people are looking for, right? So I don't think I'll change that too much, but I will try to improve every day, of course. And hopefully I do get a little bit better and a little bit easier to watch in this year, and that's where I will stop talking. That's one of the things I have to do first. Stop talking so much. Love ya. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the games. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, let's play some anger management, as we seem to be facing against a pretty angry deck that Padron Frodo is bringing here with Darius and Sejuani. I would assume something like Rickoey, with Overwhelm units. Big ones. Very, very large ones. I like Troll Chant because of that, and I honestly like this hand entirely. Even the Ember Maiden. I don't have Scar Grounds, but if my opponent does have the kind of curve that really spreads out early on, because he wants to level up Sejuani and Darius, which leads me to believe that he has, a lot of 1-drops and 2-drops, even though he seems to me. Okay, there you go. That's not great, because my Ember Maiden can't deal with that. But I got a pretty thick one too. There's the Ballista. Let's think here for a second. If I can block with the Omen Hawk, and then I can start. The problem is if I take all this damage now, the Darius level up is very likely. I can't really prevent the like actual damage this turn. I mean, I technically can actually.
This land is ours. The Winter's Claw.
I can, but I don't think it's worth it, right? I still don't get to remove this. But this will die to my Ever Maiden anyways. I would like to keep this though. I'm gonna go with this. Significantly slowing down his level up for both his champions. Now we're going BRAUM.
I thought he was just a story.
I didn't know they had interaction. Like, they definitely don't as allies, it seems, but I guess they know each other as enemies. Nice man, angry woman.
My shield is... Have you met my shield?
I don't care if he has, like... Okay, I do care for that. Well, you know, that's such a devastating card.
Stay safe, my friend.
That's such a devastating card that I'd rather get it out of him there, you know? Instead of him using that offensively against me. Like, I'm actually pretty happy about how that turned out.
No one's the wiser.
Let us get going.
Now I get to play the thicker
I
BRAUM.
thought he was just a story.
Honestly, I think I played this one. I think I played the weaker one by accident, but it was actually the best play. God, I'm good. I'm too good. What could he have here?
You are safe with BRAUM.
Okay. I'm surprised by that. He just really wanted to.
We feast tonight,
Okay.
Bard.
It is easy.
Easy, see? I want to play Tarkas.
You small.
Or be big. I think playing Tarkas here is neat.
Rend them limb from limb.
Bard will have the first.
This is fun, yes?
He could have another decisive maneuver. But I'm gonna be aggressive with BRAUM. I'm gonna be very aggressive with BRAUM. If he doesn't level up, so be it. I don't feel like I'll be. I feel like I can risk BRAUM here, especially considering I'm looking at a Rina. Like, if he focuses on dealing with BRAUM this turn,
Take everything.
with another, like, first of all, the more decisive maneuvers I get from him, like, defensively, the better, because those cards are just absolutely devastating offensively. So I'm okay sacrificing BRAUM for them to play that card. You know, even though they may be thinking, oh, I'm gonna get him with this cheeky play again. Like, I welcome it. I actually welcome it. Yeah, I welcome it. I welcome this. Because that's another. That is another. Ooh, and there we go. That's another decisive maneuver that I get out of him. 2 decisive maneuvers. And not having to deal with that is so damn great. I don't think I care about this. Considering I'm going to Scar Grounds, I'm going to go crazy next turn. What's the worst that can happen here? He could play like the Sejuani card, which means the chances of me actually I do need to prevent this. Ah man, do I? No, fuck it. I'm thinking about the Tusk Raider.
Smell that, Bard?
All right, but there's no Tusk Raider. There's no Tusk Raider.
Destruction
Feeds my fire. Now we get the Ember Maiden in there. We can clear one of these off. We play a Sparkle Fly because reasons.
I have my orders.
The Winter's Claw will purge the weak.
brave or stupid?
I'd like to keep you in the back, I think.
Strong take.
I mean, the wider we go, okay, so if he doesn't block here, he can't, like, if he blocks there, that's 7, it's another, I mean, the problem with this card is that, oh, but it's just empowering me, though. Yeah, let's just keep it in the back. Let's go with this. I don't threaten, like, I don't think I can like realistically hope for lethal here. So attacking with Ember Maiden is ultimately foolish. I'm gonna lose a good portion of my board, but I'm gonna gain some health, which will slow down the Darius level up. We could see a Whirling Death here, or a third decisive maneuver. That could also be a thing. Not really expecting that, honestly. I think this attack is gonna be really neat. Like, Tarkaz put in the work. Tarkaz put in the massive work. You don't live that anyways. Let's go with that. Knock him out. Let's get some health back. Did not be broken. Okay, so that's he drew that last turn. I'm gonna play another Sparkle Fly.
None shall oppose me.
Okay.
Pity is for the weak.
I'm gonna block like this. That's fine.
Just another winter.
Good thing I blocked with the higher attack one. That's why I blocked with that Sparkfly instead of this one. And I believe it actually made a difference because I was at 12 health, right? I was at 12 health, so if I block with this one, I actually lost. Even though I could have Guiding Touch, right? Which is what I'm gonna do right now. Alright, Guiding Touch right here. Oh, we got Tarkaz as well. But honestly, it just feels like this is straight up. Yeah, especially because if I play these two, then he could have something crazy to kill. I mean, I die anyways in certain plays. I don't think it ultimately makes a difference. Got him. Got him, baby. Ah, no Vrina voice line. Ultra disappointment. All right, let's actually do some climbing, right? Like I'm like bottom diamond, and I think everybody's masters at this point. So yeah, in case anybody's wondering, I've had a bit of a break, and yeah, I haven't played as much because of Christmas vacations, but hopefully we'll get masters soon. So let's go for another one. Boggy Coins. He's playing Zoe Sin, which is a deck that has been getting more and more popular. I mean, I've seen so on Twitter. I can't say I've faced this deck that often, but you know, I've only been playing this morning, right? So this deck has been getting more and more popular, though. Apparently, has some really solid matchups in the meta. It's just Zoe's just a really good card. You know, Zoe's just the best champion. Not for the right reasons, though, because the only reason she's as good is because she's a 1-drop that does a lot of things. And 1-drops that do a lot of things just generally are automatically good, right? I like Sparklefly, believe it or not. I like Hush as well. I mean, I don't mind this hand. I'm going to do a full mulligan, though. Honestly, I'm going to do a full mulligan because I really, 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 really want Scargrounds. Scargrounds and Ember Maiden. Those are the cards that I really want to work for here. No turn 1 Zoe. I'm going to pass here. The problem with the mountain goats is that with their gems they will be able to survive a hit. So I would like to deal with, like, what is the best approach here? Because I can definitely combine Troll Chant and Pale Cascade. I think I want to do that, honestly. I think I gotta delay my... Yeah. I mean, they could have a Hush. So I'm gonna block like this first. I gotta play a little bit more reactive here, right? Even though it would have been nice to go with a Pale Cascade, the possibility of Hush was too big. And my opponent is doing a decent job at denying that. I'm gonna go for an attack. Just to pass over initiative.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
And now I can do this. I can go for a Pale Cascade to preserve my Sparkle Flat. And this way, he has like maximum. Yeah, his hand is full right now. We do give him a bunch of gems, naturally.
Extend your senses. My lands need me.
Why wouldn't he?
Prepare yourself.
Why wouldn't he? That's weird. I mean, now I get to get rid of
Dragon.
Flee now or burn!
I think I want to play Scar Mother Rina. I'm gonna attack, even though right now I don't have a strong attack to go for. I want to build up. It's a bit late for Zoe here to level up. Like, it's gonna take a while for her to do so, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. I do have to worry about, like, she is annoying because she generates the super cool start chart.
I cannot be broken! Just another winter!
Okay. Ah, there's my Scar Grounds. Nice. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they need to do something here. I'm gonna play the Scar Grounds. I'm not sure what they were thinking about, like dealing damage to this. Like, obviously they're working for a level up on Zoe, right? But they're buffing my Scar Mother Brain. I mean, that makes me believe that they have a Hush. If not, it doesn't matter because Zoe players always manage to find Equinox against me. Like, every time I've tried this deck against the Zoe deck, they've always pulled an Equinox, like without a fault. So I'm ready for it. I'm used to it. Yep, there it is.
Fire knows it so.
Well, we're playing Ember Maiden. Can't pull another Equinox out of your ass. Now that Vrina has at least baited that from them, we're able to set this up and we're able to prevent a Zoe level up, which is what they were working for. Fuck that shit! gonna lead off with the Sparkle Fly first. I guess the man is
Fight or die.
Take heart.
yeah.
Call the weak in fight. Ha!
Now I'm gonna attack like this.
You cannot win.
Reavers, avenge me.
They have to gem now, yeah. Alright, so we have a troll chant to take away from his power. We have 12 health, you know, you gotta keep that in mind, right? Like, even though their goat does have overwhelm.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say.
So many
So many dies. I wanna play Tarkaz. The thing is, if he wants to attack with the Mentor of the Stones, then my Sparkle Fly will heal me even more.
help is on the way.
I'm gonna use BRAUM as my blocker. Just to guarantee. Because ultimately he has this mountain goat, but there's no potential for rally. There's nothing that he can really do here to threaten me. Like, this is like, I know the regions, I know the deck. Like, I'm taking a break, right? I'm rusty, but I don't think I'm that rusty. Like, Dragon's Rage is the only thing that could kill me here, and they would need 7 mana for it, so just I wonder what he's doing. Like, does he have a Spirit's Refuge? What can he do to stop me? Concussive Palm is like the biggest thing, right? But I do have Bastion. Playing Trundle down makes no sense though, so we got to go for the attack. Let's go you. Let's go you. Let's go you. Let's go you.
You'll never feel the cold.
Like I said, we have Bastion. The moment my opponent goes for a Hush, I can respond with a Bastion, and I'll still get the boost from the Scar Grounds, because the Scar Grounds is what's boosting my units, not them themselves. So Hush is not really an exact or like a full-on answer to any of my attacks here. I'm very wide. He has 1 in on the board. There's no such thing as a Targonian Judgment, and he's fishing. He's fishing, but there's nothing to fish for. They ain't no fish! That stops this attack. I know. Believe me, I know. Now you can keep fishing. You can do all you want. You're still dead. You're going down, Buggy. I feel like I'm jinxing myself here. I think I should just shut up. Like, enough. Alright. Oh, you got a lot to go. Yeah, there's the Hush. That was like the worst target to Hush. Get knocked the fuck out! That's my 2021 catchphrase, by the way. That's my thing now. There we go. Zoe Sin defeated. Really strong deck though. And it's kind of crazy how Zoe just kind of like single-handedly, well, not single-handedly, but like how she does so much more for the archetype than Zed. It's just kind of weird, right? Is that okay? I'm not sure if that's okay, because it's hard to envision, because Zed works really well with Targan, but yeah, man, like it's just the nature of the game. If you have a 1-drop that has like a text that goes beyond two lines, you know, it's just gonna be a good card. All right, round 3. Oh, I wonder how this matchup goes. Hush can be really strong here. Scar Grounds as well. BRAUM too. Ember Maiden could be more vulnerable if we can protect her. I'm gonna do a full mulligan here. Just because I really, really want the Scar Grounds and BRAUM. Troll Chant is very neat to have, naturally. Combat tricks in general. Double Star Spring is pretty atrocious. Like, the only card that I like in this opener is Troll Chant. So maybe a full mulligan was too aggressive, but man, not gonna lie, that's rough. I'm gonna play Omen Hawk. Better late than never. We get to carry over the 2 spell mana for Troll Chant anyways. And we do get a sick Vrina. Alright. May as well play Sparkly.
We swim within the flows of magic.
I really, really don't want to I don't want to attack into like a sharp sight.
I walk the space between worlds.
How can BRAUM help?
It must be done.
We can't really stop that,
You
unfortunately.
are safe with BRAUM.
I mean, we could Troll Chant, but there's no point.
A gift from the river folk.
He's gonna get card advantage off of this, and that's just basically how it is. I don't know. I misplayed. That's not what I should have done. I did that too fast. That's frustrating.
It is easy, see?
That's frustrating. That's a big mistake that I made right there.
Fight or die.
Big mistake that I did right there. What I should have done,
You're covered.
Duty, selflessness, heavy burdens.
you could still riposte. That's the problem. You could still, and if he riposts, he knocks out my BRAUM. But does he want to do that?
First we fight.
I've shown him Troll Chant.
This is fun, yes?
Leave nothing standing.
No closer.
I've shown him Troll Chant. Like, okay, good. We got a nice hit. We progress for BRAUM's level up. He goes for it again, dude.
Stay safe, my friend.
I mean, to be fair, that last play, like, the reason why it was a mistake is because I should not have lowered Shen's attack, right? It ultimately didn't end up mattering. But that was a very risky play for my opponent, though, because if I do manage to have a Troll Chant, then I level up, right? I actually level up. That was like very risky for my opponent, because if I manage to level up BRAUM, he just kind of loses the game. It's a one-way ticket to like losing. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to enable the Scar Grounds right now. These 2 star shapings really hurt. Like, we had a very, very bad mulligan. And the Sparkle Flies, this is like not the matchup for him at all. We weren't able to answer this River Shaper either.
We'll take what we want. The rest will burn.
I'm gonna play Scar Mother Rina. Because I want him to lose Shen. Like, if he wants to get the spell off of River Shaper, then I'll make him lose Shen. So I'll drop this. A sensible, like, a decent attack here would be Screeching Dragon onto Sparklefly. Feels. I would have hit the Mighty Poro, honestly. Like, I'm not even attacking with Sparklefly because of how afraid I am of. Oh man, these draws. These draws. I've never really liked these star shapings in the deck. Like, I understand their purpose. I understand that they're healing, but I would rather have other cards, you know? Like, I would rather like synergize with my strategy better. I'm not crazy on them. They're very out of place. Yeah, I can't. Good game. Good game. We're gonna do something. We're gonna tweak this deck a little bit. Because it's not the first. I've been playtesting the deck a little bit. Like I've been including stuff like this, and I've never liked these star shapings at all. I think they're pretty damn bad. Instead, we have options like we have the option of avalanche, though I'm not particularly crazy on that. I don't want to be drawing star shapings anymore. I think I have enough healing, and I'm just really not a fan of that. So options that we have Fury of the North, which I actually really like. We have another Bastion as well, which is also nice. Honestly, I'd rather go with double Bastion because there are certain units that are very, very important. And I think there is a good argument for like a third Scar Mother Vrina. Or maybe just another Startled Stomper. Like, we just need a way to enable these things a little bit better. I like the idea of double Bastion over Star Shaping, because sometimes we really ride hard on these units. I think triple Trundle and 2 Vrina gives us most of the overwhelm that we need. So I'm gonna go, I think, 1 Moonlight Affliction. It gives me a little bit more interaction with the opponent. The problem is without the Mountain Goat, we have a harder time enabling it, right? So we could go, yeah, I'm gonna go like this. So I'm gonna make use of this video to explain a little bit my thought process when like tweaking decks and deck building in general. So something that I like about this deck is I do like the high density of 2-drops, in particular units, right? Even though I think it's a little bit excessive, I'd rather go with 7 over 8. But I like that because this deck has 2 3-drops here with Ember Maiden and Scargrounds. So we don't, like, this counts as a 3-drop unit, right? Us being able to go wide is what really makes Scargrounds, it's what makes Scargrounds great. So by playing Mountain Goat instead of the Overwhelm unit, even though having Overwhelm is really neat, we have another way to, by generating gems, we can use the gems on BRAUM, and we can also use the gems to enable a open attack Moonlight Affliction by denying their blockers as well. I like this much better, so let's give this version a spin. Kusho is our next opponent. Been liking the names I've been running into today. There's my toy. Let's drop the Hush. Should we keep the Ruthless Raider? Why not? I'm just thinking like what I would rather have, you know, because I am facing a deck that is Sparkle, let me talk. Fucking Sparkles, man. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna hold on to the Ruthless Raider. I mean, to be fair, this completely shuts that down.
This land is ours.
Allows me to open attack as well.
Leave nothing standing.
Yeah, I like this quite a bit. Even though Omen Hawk to buff up the Ember Maiden would have been really neat. I like the damage. I like the fact that it also stops that from attacking. Cool story, bro. We're gonna play the Scargrounds. They could have Aftershock. They could very easily have Aftershock.
Safety disengaged. Can you improve perfection?
I'm gonna play Omen Hawk.
System upgrade.
I'm trying to bait him here. Okay, so yes, Scorched Earth. Alright.
Destruction feeds my fire. Breathe it
Prime and ready. How can BRAUM help?
I play BRAUM before attacking. I could go for an open attack here, which could encourage him to do that.
Can you improve Destruction. Fire till nothing moves. Safety disengaged.
I was waiting for him to play that last ignition so I could do this. Surprise, motherfucker. Because this allows me to preserve my Ember Maiden one more turn, which threatens with clearing my opponent's board. Could also encourage him to go for an open attack.
How about a game of catch?
Rope shield much too heavy for you.
Fight or die.
Let's do this.
Pass me.
Dance in the flames.
Help is on the way. Safety disengaged.
Now we're cooking.
I'm gonna go for the Bastion. I am able to survive with BRAUM and also, you know, work for the level up.
It is easy, see? Time for talking to. Ah, this is fun, yes?
I'm gonna go for the open attack. Next turn they could drop Captain Farron on us, but we do have a blocker for him. Potentially even BRAUM as well. As the idea is we want to kill him in 2 turns. We want to kill him in next turn's open attack, right? So we have to push some damage here in order for that to happen. By hitting the House Spider, like the main body with BRAUM, I set it up for Ember Maiden to kill it. Though the downside is I do enter Ravenous Flock range, but again, my opponent has to spend 2 cards on BRAUM, and that's easier said than done. I really like Spell Shield here. Because in order for him to deal with this, he needs to discard.
Time for the moneymakers.
Kusho! What the fuck was that, Kusho? What did he discard? He discarded a Ravenous Flock. Are you kidding me?
Let the flames take you.
We're always gonna play Ember Maiden here. Because this way we are able to, and the moment he does something, like play that, I mean, we don't care about Ezreal anymore, so we'd rather would just go wide, right? The only downside to this is, okay, so next turn, I mean, if we play Sparklefly here, we can use it to block, and we can heal back 1. So we go back to 9, and then we prevent 2 damage. We're down to 3. We still died to a bunch of things. But it is very important for us to be able to kill him with Scar Mother Brenna next turn.
Think hard. Think strong.
So at the very least, we developed this. We have to open attack next turn to kill him.
Crush him to dust.
That's 3. That's 3.
Stand behind BRAUM.
That's 5. The problem with this is that if we attack with I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna risk it.
Flee now or burn!
Breathe it. They all scream.
Show me your best.
If he has a way to deal 2 damage to us directly.
You're between me and glory.
Got him! Got him, baby! Woo! Oh, angry woman! There we go. That was so risky. That was so, like, it's what I have to, like, it's what I said prior. Like, I have to win this game in my next open attack, so I gotta do what I gotta do to try to make that happen, right? It was risky because we did see Scorched Earth earlier from them, which, I mean, at the same time, that Scorched Earth could have been game winning at that point, but because it was used on our Scar Grounds earlier, we got that out of them, right? But we didn't know if they were playing more copies of that. They could have that in hand, so it was either something like that or something like Mystic Shot, right? Also kills us, but especially with Ezreal on the board, they could have another Ezreal in hand. Like, I took a gamble. Like, there's no denying it, you know, but you can't call gambles bad plays, because when you face a specific, you know, matchup and just a specific match, really, the English, when you're playing a game, you have to acknowledge, you know, what your bed's odds or winning are, and you know, sometimes the path to victory is not clean in the sense that, you know, if the opponent has a certain card, then your entire game plan just goes out the window, but you don't really have a better option. And I think we were put in that situation in that matchup. The way it was going, our opponent was outpacing us, and once Captain Fern went down, that meant that if we don't kill him with an open attack next turn, they will just beat us down with decimates. And because we took out the star shapings, we aren't really, you know, able to get out of that one too well. I still think Bastion did excellent work right there. He had a very weird, like, he played the Whirling Death, but then he used like a spinning axe on his unit or something, which is definitely a little bit strange, because he wasted a Ravenous Flock there, so that could have maybe he lost the game because of that, because my Rena wasn't that high up. Yeah, like, it's very likely he lost that game because of that discard. So yeah, not a good scenario for us, even though I think that's a solid matchup, because I have run into Ezreal Drain before with this deck and it's done fantastic. But the fact that they were taking in landmark removal really did hurt us quite a bit, and we didn't really curve out as well as we would have liked. But ultimately, I'm very happy with this version of the deck, even though it is quite different from the original, but the idea is more or less the same. And I stand behind the changes that I made, but that doesn't mean that it's strictly better like this. It feels better for me, right, and the way I play, which is also important to note. And I'm gonna end this TED Talk right here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Sorry for the lack of uploads these past few days. Needed a few days off. You know, the usual as we're getting ready for the beginning of 2021, even though we're not really getting ready for it. Like, we're already there. I'm not good with outros. I'm very rusty, and I'm just like rambling, and I'm not making any sense, and I'm not really saying anything of substance. So I am going to stop for the sake of everybody. Thank you for supporting my videos. Hope you have a swell day. Hopefully you like the deck. I'll be back at it tomorrow.